right. So I don't know what time it is where y'all are at, but right now it's Dame time, as they say, right? So there was heavy reports. What was this? Thursday? Thursday, I believe. Yeah. Thursday. Yeah, heavy reports Thursday coming out that said that sources close to Dame Lillard had confirmed that he was going to inform the Portland Trail Blazers that he was in fact seeking a trade.
Yeah.
And in doing so, he listed there was 4 teams listed as his said to be chosen or preferred destinations, that being the Los Angeles Lakers, the Golden State Warriors, the Miami Heat, and the New York Knicks. So that got everybody speculating and tweeting, and the world was going ESPN, and internet's going crazy. My man Dame wakes up to get ready to go to practice. His phone's probably blown up, missed calls, texts, all that good stuff. My man simply went to the podium and he was like, it's not true. Yeah, he said, he's made it clear that he wants to remain a Portland Trailblazer, but he also needs them to, commit to wanting to put together a championship team, which I respect. Because like he said, it's not as simple as just bringing in a new head coach. He's like, if you look at the roster as it currently is constructed and you can honestly say that it's a championship team, more or less you'd be lying. So there's that. So all that leads me to say this. There's always some truth to most lies. I'm not saying all lies, but to most lies, there's some truth to it, right? So maybe it's a little premature. Maybe Dame isn't to that point right now. But in hearing what he had to say about the whole situation,
it's getting close to that time.
Yeah, if we getting ready close to the season about to start again, and Portland Trailblazers ain't made no moves in free agency, and the roster look the same as it did last year, oh yeah, I'm putting in a trade request. Let that be known. Like, I tried to be loyal. I tried to stick this thing out with y'all. I don't want to leave, but at this point, y'all forcing my hand. So, I mean, I don't think any Trailblazer fan could be mad if it does end up getting to that point where he has to just throw in the towel and be like, he wanted to bring y'all a championship. He wanted to do it there. But at this point, yeah, I got to bounce. Now, how the final series is kind of shaping up, though, it brings a little glimmer of hope for the non-traditional, well, the more traditional non-super team, where, because I said Giannis was dumb, and he's at this point at 11:59 p.m. he is one game away now from winning a NBA championship with in Milwaukee of all places. He wow, I can't even can't even fathom it. So, but let's look at what they did last year. Let's look at the change. They were the number 1 seed the past 2 seasons, well, prior to this year, and they didn't even get to the conference championship. So they brought in a couple pieces to the roster, couple tweaks, and now they're a game away from the finals. So it don't take a drastic overhaul, but you got to be able to you got to be able to really assess what is working and what clearly isn't working. And that's what Portland got to figure out. Obviously, you have the biggest piece. You have Dame. what does his game consist of that you need to put around him to make it work? And you need to find that out fast. I think they need a big.
Uh, I know what they need. and there's only one person that can probably fix that need. And that's the problem. What they need is defense. They have a lot of scorers. CJ McCollum's going to score. Norman Powell, even though they brought him for defensive, he's too small to guard actual top above 6'9" small forwards and up. He's a good scorer, but only for anybody 6'9" and down. He's a great defender. I love Derrick Jones Jr., but he's only athletic as much as his defense can take him. Melo, love Melo. He's really an offensive threat. And Cantor is really a rebounding like center in that. Nurkic, he can do defense too, but how healthy I'm gonna get Nurkic? Am I gonna get Nurkic for the whole year, or I'm gonna lose Nurkic for half of it? So they have no really good defenders, especially in the small forward position, because that's one of their weakest position. Because Melo plays power forward, so the small forward is a very open position they have, and they need defense because we've seen it. Because Dame dropped 55 and still lose.
Yep.
Your point guard dropped 55 and you still lose. That means no defense was happening. They need defense. And if they wanted somebody drastic and wanted that, there's only one person that can fix that. And he's a free agent this year. So.
And who's that? Smith?
Oh, that's Kawhi. That's the only person that can fix it. If they want a drastic change, if they want it from here to championship level right now, Kawhi is their answer.
Well, a little birdies has it. Not a birdie. It's out there. It's public knowledge, right? That Kawhi, it's kind of like the San Antonio Spurs. Happening all over again. He's saying that the doctors misdiagnosed him. That his ankle was healthier than what they said it was. So that indicates to me, if history is going to repeat itself, that kind of telling me that Kawhi is about to chunk the deuces on the boys and he about to be out.
Do you understand? If that happens, the Clippers are screwed.
Hey, this was the Clippers' probably best chance.
They won't have a first-round pick till 2030.
This was their best chance. Probably was this year.
This was their greatest chance for this year. The cards were set. All they had to do was beat one team. And they would have got it. Now, would they do anything better against the Bucks? Maybe. We'll have to see if we got there. But it was the best chance they had. Upstairs, Big Brother was gone. You beat the Mavericks, who put you out last year. The Nuggets are gone. All you had to do was just beat one team, and you had it. And now, you out, and you might be losing one of the pivotal piece that you had to get there. I don't know. For the Dame thing, Dame, I need you to don't do that. Don't do that. You got my hopes up. I'm about to call Pat. Like, hey, Pat.
Hey, it could still happen.
I mean, that zero in that heat. I'm just thinking about South Beach. You in warmer weather. You know what I'm saying? Everything I get, but in all seriousness, though, he's doing this because as soon as new coaches see, if it was still like Terry Stott, he will still be like, okay, we're We'll figure it out. We'll get there. Now we're going to a new coach, and his mind is already going, hey, we're about to go in rebuilding mode. And so, like, I'm not trying to spend, like, the rest of my, NBA, career. If I'm saying I'm starting to stick with one team, I'm not doing a rebuilding year if we haven't been to the finals at least once. So either we still be a contender or I'm gone. And like you said, it's a little truth to, to the lie. He may not have said, oh, yeah, I'm not doing this, or I'm not, asked for a trade or anything. But maybe he taught his agent of, if things don't go the way that it goes, these are the locations I'm looking at. So, because those are very key locations for a rumor.
Right.
Those are very key locations for a rumor. If he say he want to get traded, they were like, okay, it's a rumor. He said Warriors, Lakers, Knicks, Heat. Those are big markets in very pivotal and very specific locations to be a rumor.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, I mean, I'm not gonna speculate too much about those destinations just yet, because right now he hasn't requested anything, so I'm not even gonna get anybody's hopes up. But
right.
To me, only two teams made sense.
Right.
That probably actually could happen.
Right.
Obviously the Lakers, I feel like LeBron would try to do anything
in his power and trade almost everything with no remorse. Yes.
But I just don't think they ultimately would have enough to give, like, Kuzma, KCP, Harrell, maybe a pick. Is that really enough for Dame if I'm Portland?
If I'm Portland, I'm draining.
Because I got to look at what Houston got for Harden. That's how I'm looking at it. So that's not gonna cut it. Kuzma, Harrell, KCP,
no,
that ain't good enough that ain't rich enough for my blood for Dame Lillard. Golden State, same thing. They don't really what you're gonna give up Draymond, Oubre. What are we really giving up?
I don't know.
They might have draft capital. They'll have
yeah.
But yeah.
I
don't. And then the Knicks, I just don't see that as an option that Dame would really want to go to unless he knew that somebody else was going there, because for that, you're gonna stay where you're at.
I mean, rumored Zion.
So I was thinking along the lines of, let's say Kawhi's upset and he leaves, and him and Dame had a conversation like, hey, Kawhi's like, I'm gonna go to New York.
You should come with.
Yeah, get traded to New York. That'd be something that, okay, maybe that might interest Dame, but I don't know if I'm going to New York for Zion if I'm Dame. I don't.
True. I mean, Zion said you go there because, RJ, and he's like,
I know Zion wants to go there, but I'm just saying, if I'm Dame,
right. I don't know if that's the right,
because you already got Zion over there and Julius Randle, if we're being honest.
Sure.
Maybe Zion is a little better at this point. Maybe not. I don't. That's for y'all to decide. But I'm just saying, they're the same person. They're the same.
We'll figure it.
Randle was Zion before Zion. He just didn't develop into what people have hoped that Zion was supposed to be the next one.
Zion was supposed to be what LeBron was his starting year.
Yeah, that's
they wanted him. They wanted Zion. They wanted Zion to be LeBron James, 18 years old, wearing the Cavs jersey for the first time.
Yes.
No,
And that's not what we've seen.
That's not gonna happen.
Do I think he can be a really good player in the league? Yes.
Of course.
You know what I think he needs to do that, dude?
Drop the weight.
that's holding him back.
If he can turn that weight into like lean muscle, he'll be unstoppable.
I mean, look at Giannis from when he first came in.
He was a steak.
To what
you about to get steak.
What he transformed himself into.
You about to get steak. Oh man.
So it's very possible to drastically transform one's body.
So you're saying that we have a chance in this if push comes to shove?
I do, just because I feel like we have draft capital.
We do,
along with youthful players.
That's true.
For Harden, I didn't want to give up some of those youthful players, i.e. Tyler Hero,
right,
Duncan Robinson, etc.
Right.
But for Dame, that changes because I just don't feel like, personally, James Harden fit our culture in Miami. And I just don't think it would have worked. So I wasn't willing to give up Hero and for Harden. But for Damian Lillard, I love you, Tyler. Like, young boy right now, he already has shown glimpses of what he probably is going to end up becoming, let's say year 5, 6, what he's going to end up becoming in this league. But if you can tell me I can get me Damian Lillard right now for Duncan, Hero, shit, Precious, Dragic.
I don't want to keep Precious though.
Couple picks, whatever it's gonna take, but
right, I do that.
The farm can go pretty much for Dame is what I'm saying. The key pieces we need. I need Dame, I need Bam, and Jimmy. We can build the rest around that. We can find a way to build something else around that. Now, would I love this 5? Would I love to have Dame, Jimmy, Bam, Hero, and Precious? Would I love to keep that together? Would I love to line that up? Yes. If that meant, okay, I'm going to lose Dragic, I'm going to use Duncan, I'm going to lose some picks for the next 3, maybe.
I mean, you can trade none.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We could trade none now for. Don't get me started.
Let's move on. All right, let's close it out. Let's close it out.
How many different flavors of Doritos they got? I don't know.
Let's close it out.
On my vacation, I tried a new flavor I never tried before. I'm just saying. If you came to me and offered me a large bag of some of my favorite Doritos, I don't know, none. You might get traded.
Come on, man. This is
hey.
Man, this is the second. He was 3rd place in the Rookie of the Year. Come on,
man. Yep. And it's not his fault, but after he caught COVID, man's ain't been the same since. At all.
Right.
But at this point, you've heard what we had to say. You can agree or you can disagree. But at the end of the day,
to say you want me to finish it? Okay.
All takes are valid. All right, Spence.
All right.